What is going on, everybody? It's Nice Pants Lance, and we are back for another ride and review. This time we are on a Indian Chief Darkhorse. I am super excited about this. I have always appreciated the style of Indian, and to be honest, this is like my favorite one. Like, if I could own any Indian right now, it would be this Chief Darkhorse. I love all the Darkhorse models. The color scheme is right up my alley. This thing is stripped down, no bags. It's got a mini screen on it, but other than that, it's like totally what I want in a motorcycle. It's got a big 111 cubic inch air-cooled Thunderstroke motor. This motor is very interesting because it sounds a lot like a Harley and it feels a lot like a Harley apparently, but I'll tell you what, they are definitely not the same. Harley motors, the crankshaft is pressed on to the flywheel, and it's got, you know, push rods and all that. This is similar, but it's got a forged crankshaft and flywheel design. It's also got like an interesting head geometry, and this motor had a lot of things in mind when they designed it. The bottom end is reinforced. The journal bearings are like freaking massive apparently. The bottom end looks like it would be a car motor or something, which, seeing how this is about 1800 cc's, it basically is like a Honda Civic motor or something. So I'm super excited about this. A lot of people don't like that Polaris took over Indian, but I freaking do. I do a lot. I feel like there's a lot of crossover technology, and this bike, ooh, I'm actually kind of nervous to ride this. I'm afraid that I might like it a little bit too much. I guess these things put out like 90 something horsepower and at least 115 foot-pounds of torque. So this should be basically like a beefier Softail Slim. Already I can feel it's super light. I mean, this thing feels like it's 600 pounds. I don't know if that's how much it weighs, but it feels super light. It's very minimalistic. Obviously, the turn signals are on one side. It's got cruise control, a 2-button cruise control system, which is kind of nice. Kind of similar to the Softail convertible. The Victory Bagger, however, that had like 3 or 4 different buttons. So this is much more minimalistic. The clutch feels light. The clutch feels lighter than my Rocket 3. It feels lighter than both Harleys I rode. No key for this thing. This is a key fob start. So you do not need to, you don't need a key on at all. You just basically push this button right here. Ooh, okay. So immediately I can tell you this thing definitely gives you feedback. This thing gallops and rumbles. Actually, I think this thing gallops and rumbles a little more than the Harley Davidsons that I rode. Yeah, this thing, you can feel it shaking underneath you. Oh man, it sounds great too. I forgot to mention, this bike does have cams in it. It's got an exhaust, and I believe it has a tune in it. So this is not a bone stock Indian. It's got footboards on it. It's got a digital tack in the center. It's a dial, but it's got all your information right here. So it actually has like temperature control and a few other things too. It's pretty cool. You can shift through all the different menus. But without further ado, let's take this thing out for a spin. I'm super excited. This is my first Indian motorcycle. Whoa. Oh, already it wants to leap away from me. Oh yeah, baby. Holy moly. Dude, this thing is so responsive. Oh man. Okay, so this is still cable clutch. It's, you know, it's not like it's got a hydraulic clutch or anything, but super light feel on the clutch. Wow. Okay, this is pretty cool. Whoa. Okay. Wow. It's actually kind of difficult getting used to this. This has definitely got way more pep than I thought it was going to. You know, being a 111 cubic inch Thunderstroke motor, I really thought that it was going to have the characteristics of the 110 cubic inch Harley Davidson Screaming Eagle motor, but I'm sorry, Harley guys, but whoa, this thing has way more mid-range punch than that Harley. Super comfortable. The controls are not as far out as the Victory Cross Country. This thing is already super light on its feet when you're at speed. I can ride around with one hand off. The throttle is super intuitive. This is actually a throttle by wire. This is not pulling a cable. And I will tell you what, you almost don't notice because it's so smooth, but it's so responsive. It's so responsive you really don't notice. I'm quite impressed. Wow. Wow, the sound, the power, like this feels like a bike that I would own, quite literally. Like, I kind of want this motorcycle. I've ridden enough Harleys where this, like, if you closed your eyes and got on this motorcycle after riding a Harley, you would know it's not a Harley. It feels different, but it feels good. First gear is super short. On both Harleys I rode, I could feel the heat from the motor kicking off onto my legs. I have yet to feel any heat kicking off onto my legs at all. Like, this thing just feels great. The shifter, it's, how do I describe it? It's very industrial, where once you know, changing gears with this, it's, you can just feel with your foot when it goes right into gear. It's not as smooth as my Speed Twin, but it's definitely quite a larger shifter. It's a larger bike. It feels about how this Indian should feel. Neutral is easy to find. Oh wow, this sounds really good. This is very nice. It's easy to ride. The handlebars are spread out, but they're not so far up where it's putting pressure on your shoulders. It's down low right where I like it. The seat cups my butt. It's not as comfortable as the Victory Cross Country, but it's still pretty nice for a bagless cruiser, you know, for like an around towner, I guess. Wow, that clutch is intuitive. Jeez, this thing picks up. Wow. Alright, so right now it basically sounds like I am just oogling over this bike, but what I really want to say is it's definitely impressive the way it picks up. It's a V-twin, but at the same time it does not shake you to death. You do not feel much input from the motor in your hands at all. It doesn't feel like my fingers are going numb. It definitely shakes less than a lot of Harley Davidsons I've seen. Oh, this thing pulls harder than the 110 cubic inch Softail convertible by far. And I think we're gonna come up here and do a quick 0 to 60 because I'd like to see if this thing is comparable to the 1800 VTX made by Honda. this is a big bike, so it may put down a very quick time. We'll see. Okay. Okay. Damn, this thing picks up. Wow. Damn, and the brakes, they work super well, the rear and the front brake. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I will say, this thing is torquier than the Honda VTX. I don't know if its top end is as powerful, but I will say already, this bike is way torquier than the VTX. Like, I mean, when you hit it, the mid-range is so insane on this, and it still retains that gallopy cruiser sound that that some of us like out of a Harley Davidson. And the takeoff is just incredibly smooth. Oh geez, this bike, man, this bike is insane. This bike is super powerful. Very impressed. So this is probably my most favorite V-twin cruiser that I've ever ridden. I will say that right now. I haven't ridden too many V-twin cruisers, but man, this thing just checks a lot of boxes for me. I like more than 2 cylinders in a motorcycle, but I will say that if I had to have a V-twin, where's the kickstand? Okay, there it is. So a really cool feature about this, because it has a key fob, to turn the bike off, all you do is hit this like big play button, or this big power button on your tank, and there it is, folks. This also has a system on it similar to Harley Davidson, where if you do not have the key fob on it, it does not want you to ride it. However, this will actually shut down, so if some knucklehead tries to steal your bike at a bar, he'll get about a mile down the road and his engine will totally shut off. So a Harley Davidson will let you continue riding until you get the key fob back in your hands. This thing will completely shut down and stop whatever, you know, it'll foil the thief's plans. So I really dig this motorcycle, and you know what, I gotta hear it start up once more. This thing just sounds nice. Wow, it's throaty, and oh man. Yep. I better step away from this thing before I go to an Indian dealership tomorrow and buy one. So yeah, if you like that as much as I did, please like the video. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I appreciate every subscription, and the more subscribers I get, the cooler motorcycles I'll be able to review. So share it with your friends, your family, it doesn't matter. I appreciate you guys. Later.